probably will not be back on Orivon at any point in the near future.
Yeah, that's fair. If we go back, it's gonna be a long time.
If we go back, that's in the fucking epilogue.
Yeah, that will be in the epilogue at the end. That is Godbound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning a lot of time will pass.
All right, I'm not even gonna.
Fair.
So, but Orivon does have at least. There are more ideas I can come up with, but at least 2 more campaign ideas that are along kind of further along the timeline. The first, Norix has already had Rowley live part 3 through with the dream, with the battle against the twin-headed dragon.
Oh, fuck yeah, bro.
Yeah, Chaudhry Shazal. So
with the dead bitch.
That's one of the two basically campaigns for Orivon, and that's like 20 or so years in the future.
Actually, I just noticed something.
Dang.
Yeah, it's significantly further than it than.
So that Dragonborn, or the one that Norix took over, was basically copying or mimicking, or however you want to say, pretending to be Rowley, who's been dead for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Raleigh just disappeared, and then 20 years later, dude's like, "Wait, I'm Raleigh."
Pretty much.
Of course, Zala would be confused as fuck.
Yeah, well, those events might play out a little bit differently.
You know how?
Of course.
You know how people's names will change over time? Do you think my name is just gonna turn to a different letter? Yes, D.
Yeah. And the other event, which I haven't quite hammered into where in the timeline, but it's either a little before that or a little bit after that. I haven't decided if it's like 10 years or 40. Is the fall of the Empire due to a massive freaking demon infestation.
Oh shit! Well,
was that our fault? I hope that wasn't our fault.
No, this is not your fault.
Yeah.
So since you guys aren't going to be back on Orivon, I'll give you kind of
you don't know that
lowdown of.
Hey, fuck you! I'm going back.
You will, but by the time you
Orivon 2020, baby.
Basically, you guys aren't going to be playing on Orivon. So
in Orivon by Christmas.
Basically, the backstory for Orivon, you guys remember the dragons were pretty much brought to near extinction, correct?
Yeah, nearabouts.
So that happened at basically the birth of the Empire, and that mostly was possible due to the fact that the first emperor, who at the time was actually just some random lord, basically made a deal with demons to grant him and his entire line power.
Oh.
And now it's time for the demons to collect.
And unsurprisingly, the demons have been very slowly collecting over the course of their time. Hence why the freaking emperor now is completely bonkers, because they've been pulling little bits of sanity every freaking time that they've had a generation. And when this guy dies, it's time for freaking demon time. So,
it's demon time, baby.
So basically, when your freaking emperor dies and freaking demons freaking show up,
it's not my emperor.
Is the demon showing up because the emperor has no heir, or is it just this is enough time?
No, this is just.
No, this is the demons are fucking picking up their tab is what's happening.
This is the predetermined date where the demons are like, okay, payment time. Yeah.
Ah, you see that? You see that? You see that in the fine print right there? Your lease is up. Fuck you.
I mean, 1,200 years is quite a long time.
Yeah, what's up?
What class am I?
What class are you?
Yeah.
You're a cleric.
Fuck me.
What?
Yeah. Or
I'm assuming you're talking about Amelia. If you're asking if
Yeah. Amelia.
Yeah, Amelia's a cleric.
Yeah, you're a cleric.
Could you not remember?
No, I could remember. There was just something that's been annoying me for like 6 years.
What's that?
What?
So a cleric and what?
Presumably a fighter. That was a The thing to
I'm
boost his
so
AC.
fucking mad.
Presumably, no. I'm actually going. I'm changing my guess from fighter because you have the thing that boosts AC. I'm assuming that is shield from wizard. That's my best guess. Hey, don't you fucking
What's going
sass
on?
me,
I mean,
cunt.
do you want to just tell them, or
It's a sorcerer.
yeah?
So
He's been
I'm
a wild
so fucking
sorcerer
mad.
from what? I think
I didn't
Wow.
realize that. When did
the
that happen?
end of the capital, if I recall.
Oh wow.
You never told me
No.
when you're fucking multi-classing. I don't give a shit.
Well,
Who did you?
Okay,
Wait,
here's why I'm so
Huh.
fucking mad. You know, we had this conversation a while back where I was like, "Oh yeah, no, all my characters are multi-class," and then you were like, "No, Amelia's not," and I was like, "Well, she kind of is," and then I kind of just left it at that, and then
Yeah.
every single time, every single like D100 roll, it's like, that's just some weird bullshit that's going on. Nothing.
I thought it was your
Oh,
curse.
Yeah, I presume there's something to do with your fucking curse. Because you love rolling D100s to have terrible shit happen,
I
and the
literally
curse
thought
seemed
it
like a
was-
great excuse for it.
It's more
Okay,
curse
Theo.
adjacent.
Do keep in mind,
Mhm.
I have about the same intelligence as Raleigh.
Hey, Theo.
So is it any surprise that I never picked up on it?
For you, you're fine. You're fine. I feel like you weren't. I didn't like. I feel like things weren't blatantly said to you that would imply like, that
And
I
if it's
had
not
another
blatantly
class.
Then
Theo,
I don't
wait.
understand it.
See, when you said she kind of is, I just assumed that meant that you fucking stole the thing from Sorcerer. Because you didn't say she is, you said she kind of is.
Mhm.
Theo, why'd you
So I'm like,
multi-class?
oh, it isn't multi-class, it's multi-class adjacent.
What was that, Nor?
Why'd you multi-class?
Why did I multi-class?
Because he's a
Yeah,
fucking nightmare.
Because I want to roll D100s.
Okay.
And
Do you understand my thought process of, oh, this is just some dumb shit with the curse because he loves rolling D100s and this is a good excuse.
and I wanted to make like kind of a wild magic thing that was similar-ish to what's it called? Dark Heresy.
Yeah, I just thought that was based on your curse. I didn't know that Mitchell, or that you actually multi-classed.
I like how fucking everyone had the same idea, but you're only mad at me for it. Why?
'Cause
Fucking
you did the
no matter what I do, Theo gets pissed at me, is what I've learned. Theo, I'm gonna let you know a little secret. Fuck you.
Good.
I've
All
been
right.
fucking. I had to move furniture for fucking 6 hours.
Yep.
I'm in a bad mood. Fuck you.
So
Stick that in your pipe and shove it up
What's
your
going
ass.
on?
for this, for
Going
Nor,
on?
Should I hit record?
Norks, and Payton, you guys have a couple of NPCs that have kind of moved through the world and are still existent and still doing things.
I can't think of any.
His fucking adopted son?
I never adopted him.
Okay.
I mean, you still did change his path through life.
It was a
Really
consensual
got
kidnapping.
heavily.
It was a consensual kidnapping.
But yes,
His
he-
parents weren't around.
Oh God, they were
Rain,
dead.
Well, they-
Rain is, Rain is
here.
currently a character that has definitely more roots in the setting at this point than just being some random kid who happens to know magic at this point.
He's gonna become the most powerful wizard in the world.
Pretty much.
Hell
Oh.
yeah.
You know,
least-
you know that
at
freaking
least
person
one
that
part
went
of
and
my
freaking
legacy.
finish off the dragon in your vision, Oryx?
Is that him?
My
Yeah.
boy!
That's Rain.
Oh fuck, that's so cool, my dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even
That's
as
actually
this
really
monstrosity
dope.
of a character, still did something right, I guess.
Wow, that's dope. I love that shit.
Rain, in very short period, becomes one of the more powerful archmages in Oregon.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I hope he
I've had that
remembers
for a
us.
long time.
I fucking hope he remembers me. He
Yeah, I
fucking
hope he
kicked me in the face when I pulled him out of that goddamn house. Still mad about that.
And
Not
of course
very
the-
bad. Still slightly peeved.
And of course, the other person for you, at least, Peyton, is your mother, who's
Yeah.
Oh.
definitely still alive and active.
Well, she's probably going to be alive for a long, long time.
Or a very
Well, I
short
mean,
time,
yeah.
depending
You
on
guys,
how
you guys
it
basically
goes.
have a little bit of
Yeah.
wiggle room from when you leave till around 20 years or so. So the Empire doesn't change much in those 20 years for the most part, except for the falling part. But that you guys didn't react enough with the Empire, so there's not really anything you guys get to do with the does it survive the fall or not? Because that's kind of the point of
Honestly,
the campaign.
I don't really.
I like how the
Well,
Empire
Well, the
is-
capital, the
Empire.
capital certainly falls because freaking when demons pop out, guards don't do a good job, especially when the freaking inquisitors are basically part of the demon cult.
I do
So-
like how the Empire is a more or less like the biggest power, and we just fucking ignored it for the entire
It's
campaign.
whatever. They were just dicks to us. Here's the thing.
Hey, they
You
weren't
like
all dicks to
Dragonborn?
us. That one person who tried to hire me to spy on Dragonborn was all right.
They didn't like Dragonborn, so I didn't want fucking shit to do with them. Because I like Dragonborn. Also, we have a Dragonborn in our party, so like, fuck them.
Okay,
For
now
Norwich-
Mitchell, what happened to my bomb kobolds?
God.
Hopefully they're fucking dead.
They all
That-
blew
that's the
themselves up.
one thing that I want
Oops.
Mercurial to tell fucking Rain about.
Well,
Fucking
we'll
murder
get to that
these
in a second.
kobolds.
For Norix, you have Froston, of course, which does have an event already preset into its timeline. They are there
Okay.
to help attack the dragon and are
Yeah.
at least part of the group that helps take it down. However, getting to that point is not quite as set in stone.
It wasn't.
Uh,
I didn't interact too much with them during our campaign, other than obviously with the
Yeah.
3 companions. But
Well, yeah, Zala and the other 2 are definitely
Mhm.
still around.
that's good.
And the other group would be your father and his group, which you didn't interact with very much, but they are still active.
Yeah, I was going to after I became a demigod, but I never got that opportunity. I was gonna go there and be like, "Yo, dude, what's up?" But-
And then, Nor has, of course, what happens to
Excuse
Ehrenberg.
me.
What?
What about Serena?
Serena's
That's fair.
Fuck you. I love Serena. She's great.
yeah, that was the issue. You loved all the
Oh,
Dragonborn.
fuck off.
What
Nor,
about that
not
wizard?
Nor. You make it too
Dragonborn?
easy.
That wizard
Sire.
dragonborn.
Yeah, Syra. Yeah, that's her name.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
Siren was great.
The other Dragonborn that
Yeah,
Nor
the
swore.
Cyrus, the Cyrus storyline is basically preset. So
She
Did
was
you
a
find out
helper.
the way to beat the Dragonborn courses through cyber?
Crazy.
that's
I
not
wish she
exactly
found the way
her
to beat your
storyline.
ass.
She figured out
I
a way
mean,
to
hey,
go to
that's-
another world to beat your ass. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hope.
Serena.
Sorry, continue. Yeah, Serena. Okay, I'm sorry. I did want to bring her up though.
Yeah, you
we
left
did
a large
kind of
impact
save
on
her from the Empire. So,
You.
well, listen. It was a team effort that I dragged you all.
Yes, you're right. It was a
unwillingly.
team effort.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a
You
good
all-
question. Can you guys think of any other organizations or individuals?
Yeah,
Uh,
that one city that we inspired the fucking leader to take back. Theo and I.
Hmm.
Let me figure out
Yeah,
what that was.
I mean, we ruined that one city.
I can drag you guys to the map. So
Yeah, it
This
was
is on the map.
me and Theo went and found the dude morning, and we did a speech. We rolled.
Yeah,
I
that's
did a
just
speech
that
and
kind of
rolled.
leap.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, darn so is not to that.
that.
We ruined some
Um,
city on the way to fucking the dungeon.
I'm
Uh,
curious
There's
about
the Dragon of the North,
Logazor?
and that
Logazor
Logazor.
is I'll let you guys know what happens with him, but yeah, you guys aren't going to get a say in his storyline.
That's fair.
That's fair.
he fucking
Uh,
dies.
What about the
No.
burrowlings?
The burrowlings. They're still there.
What about fucking dumb bitch? The one that's connected to my soul.
Who?
To say there's a lot of
Oberon?
those.
The Fey one.
Yeah,
What the fuck
no.
was his name?
Oberon.
Yeah,
He's
that
still there.
fucking bitch. He doing alright?
I mean, he's
What about that
alive.
one
It's
guy
pretty hard to
who,
kill an immortal being, though.
That's right. Yeah, give it time.
What about that one
I
guy
have a
we helped
final goal for the campaign too.
in the first session? You know, get his mind back. What about that guy?
It's called getting even.
For who?
The guy that we helped in the first session. You know, we helped him get his mind back. What was it? The Mines of Pandelver?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
The
fuck
Fendalen
yeah.
mine.
Oh yeah.
that asshole that
No,
we never
I'll-
ended up
no,
getting
I'll-
any of our money.
Yeah,
No,
I can tell you
the
what
dude
happened
where-
with that.
He has people delivering us money all across the continent, and no one can find us.
Pretty much.
Well,
yeah.
thing
You guys
is,
kept on
we-
the move
yeah.
effectively enough,
Not,
and it took him
Mm,
long enough to get the mine up and running.
not only that, you're
that it took
forgetting
him too long to basically get you guys anything because his
Because-
couriers just could not keep up.
because
with you.
we got here and then we got here and then we fucking teleported to
Yeah.
here. At which point
So,
we then
like-
took a boat, did there, teleport again.
And then again, after all of
Uh,
that,
Yeah, no, the couriers were not able to keep up with you guys, unsurprisingly, because
went
you know, the
here.
ability to teleport accurately across the continent is not
really
something
Ran
they
up
have
here.
as a power.
And then finally teleported back to here.
Yep.
Well, I'd like
the
to
couriers that
imagine
they hired have
what-
horses as the fastest means of transportation they have, so
This
we're not able to keep up at all.
is a fucking nightmare. Also, I like how we did it in possibly one of the least efficient ways possible.
Yep.
yeah, we didn't know any better. They were in order.
Actually,
I'd
since
like
I
to-
started from Ibian Forest, I actually fucking started from my home swap.
Let's see.
Personally, I like to imagine just he keeps bringing back messages, being like, "Okay, so we were tracking down the guys who helped you, but somehow they ended up all the way over here."
Yeah. It's like fucking private investigator. All right, so
Well,
first thing we found,
there
there were
was
Dernstow disappeared.
there
Pop
was a
and
storyline
Vanthar.
that I started, though it didn't make it too far because unfortunately I introduced it too late. Was that the orc that you guys finished off at the very, very end, and of course the one who cursed you at the very beginning, did in fact have an organization working for him that was pretty much all over the thing, and some of those members did attempt to freaking effectively stop you guys,
Did
of
they?
course in their own personal way.
Who? What? I
Yeah,
didn't feel like
as
we
I
got
said,
stopped by
there
anyone.
was that was supposed to be significantly more, but it did not. I introduced it far too late.
Was it like
And
the
we're
What,
just
was
what
it
were
doing-
one of those
in the Elven
examples of that?
capital?
One of them was the person who was working against Ehrenberg to take that city down. The other one was the orcish warlock or some such. The guy who had a demon back when you guys were.
Oh,
Oh, that guy who we killed?
yeah.
The guy who we went out of our way to kill?
yeah. They did a good job at stopping it.
He got more than he signed up for.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, they did have. They basically were telling the boss is more focused on other things, so you guys didn't have the main
Thank goodness.
army come down on your heads.
Mm. I bet probably helped they were fucking constantly teleporting around. All right, we got all our forces in place. We're gonna take them when they're coming back from the past. Where'd they go? Where'd they go? Where'd they go?
Oh
Well,
yeah.
I think that's all I can think of that we had effect. At least I remember I had effect on.
No, I have some fucking children out in Vanthar, I guess.
Mm.
Shrug. What's am I dealing with Fae? And I hate them all. Hey, how's Queen Dryad doing? Never met her. Meant to.
Never met her.
Okay, smoking fairies.
Hell yeah.
Smoking fairies. they get addicted and unfortunately cannot find a very good source of
Just fucking
Oh,
cultivate
no.
yourself, idiots.
not good at-
Unfortunate.
farming.
You don't have to be good at farming to fucking cultivate shit magically. You ever hear of fucking plant growth, my dude?
I mean,
Just fucking plant some tobacco, hit that shit with plant growth, boom, cash crop for hours.
What about Jibbin?
Who the fuck is Jibbin?
I have him listed. He's a drow.
Right,
Yep. He is a character that was in Nora's backstory that showed up a couple of times.
oh, hey,
But
how's,
that I refuse to
Uh,
ever acknowledge.
how's Arrowbeard doing? He doing all right? I miss
Because I'm
Arrowbeard.
pretty sure Amelia never asked.
Arrowbeard is the one fucking true friend I had in this campaign.
I mean,
He
at
was good.
least 2 of his brothers are still fine, including him. Yeah.
Oh, there was the guy who kidnapped Drake. I know
Oh,
you're
that
asking
weird
which one.
Changeling,
Yeah,
but
Zealous.
not a changeling.
Yeah, Zealous.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That was
interesting.
interesting.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, the only one I can think of for Theo would be the Golem.
Oh, the
Golem's
golem.
great.
Yeah, the golem.
I love
Gregor.
the golem.
I remember
I hope
Gregor.
he ended up with a happy ending.
Oh, he didn't.
I'll leave it up to Theo because that's not a humongous
Theo.
important.
How's Gregor doing?
I mean,
How's Gregor doing?
I feel like I can safely say I changed his life quite significantly, given that he didn't get eaten by wolves,
Yep.
That's who I have down.
and also got into the mage college where I gave all the shit back that I stole from him.
Yep.
God,
All right. Well,
he died. In
at
the
least
mage
we have
college.
something.
See
So
you later.
I think I've already kind of hit the main, at least most of the main kind of. These are guaranteed to happen, and there's others that we'll touch on as we go. So I guess who wants to go first for the thing?
Raleigh does.
Okay. Sure.
Congratulations, Norix, you're being.
I'll go
It's
first.
that, it's that simple, folks.
No,
It really
that's
is.
fine. I'm fine
All right.
with that.
So,
Probably not wrong.
well, which one first? Froston, Serena, or your father?
I'm gonna go father.
All right. So, to give you an update for what has happened with him, though he really needs a name, and he doesn't have one.
Does he not? I thought I gave him one.
Mm,
No, I definitely
it
did give him one.
probably, yeah, it's probably.
Give me a
in
second to
the,
get it.
Yeah, but
It's in my Raleigh notes.
I'll update it. But
Raleigh's background.
effectively, he is in some ways the one good orc. So he is-
Grumgog.
wait, what happened to the guy that we made the deal with, the orc?
What do you mean?
This is real old. There was like an orc.
Oh, I know the
in
one you're talking about. All right,
castle
yeah.
That we,
Yeah,
mean
it
the
was
bugbear?
basically.
maybe it was a bugbear. I thought it was an orc.
I thought it was an orc like leader, and then there was a fuck ton of bugbears around.
And the elf, or I think it was an elf. I think it was like a drow. Was like, hey, all right, kill
Yeah, it
these
was
guys.
it was a
and then we were like,
fucking-
oh no,
yeah,
actually,
yeah, it
how
was a
about you join
changeling.
us and kill him?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and we paid him, and he was like, "Yeah, all right."
Didn't
Yeah.
we give him back his money that he needed or
Uh,
something? Or
We gave him the money
Whatever.
we got for the bounty for killing him.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So he just like retired
was
somewhere,
like-
I assume.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. He's like, "Great, I'm gonna go retire. See ya." It was pretty
Alright.
good. Oh no, one of our better missions.
Yeah, that was the Stone Claws or some such. Goblin and orc band. And yeah, he leaves the area and starts
Oh, what a
living.
stupid fucking name Raleigh's dad has.
It's an orc.
I love
I'm not
it.
surprised.
Grumgog.
Yeah. Grumgog is one connected actually with Lum, the main bad guy.
Oh.
In that he at least vaguely remembers not the freaking what happened 1,000 years ago. God damn, he'd be very old. But he does know that that basically the orcs are being abused by him and tricked, and so is one of the few that kind of sees him for what he really is.
Hell yeah.
But since you guys killed that,
Yeah. We dealt with it.
yeah. So
Heroes.
he was working on trying to defeat Lum, but seeing as Lum is now dead,
His son did it instead. Well, everyone did it, but in the party.
so I mean, that one's actually kind of mostly up in the air because he didn't have much of a storyline to begin with. So, what happens with him?
Oh God. Um. That is an interesting question. So, as far
As a reminder, he is honorable and quote unquote the good orc. So,
yeah.
at least by orcish standards.
As far as the orcs, like, as where is their exact? Do they have like an exact like quote unquote territory, like an area where people just like, yeah, that's the orcs own this area.
Pretty much everything around Wolfpine and down to approximately down here.
Okay. in
So
that
at
whole
least
area?
generally kind of like this.
And then generally speaking, how do people view orcs in this world? Especially after Lum.
Well, the problem is most people don't remember who Lum is, considering no
That's
one
fair.
remembers Lum, they remember the angels. Because there's a reason that he survived this long to try it a second time.
He sucks.
He did a bad job.
I would say that the humans of the Lonely Lords in the north and the Empire generally have fearful responses, especially if you live off to on the western edges, because of basically Lum and the other orcish bands' raiding attempts, and the northern ones where up past Zior, they also have raiding attempts through the pass.
Okay.
So generally, people view them with distrust at best and fear and hate at worst.
Gotcha. So there's no changing that. It could be hundreds of years before that would be changed, and that's not really an orc's.
Yeah, no, he's not going
They're
to be
not
alive
good at
that
planning
long.
ahead. So I think that honestly, I think one of the things that he would probably move towards now that he doesn't have an actual enemy to fight, preparing for not really like getting ready for a war, but just continuing in that direction and trying to take out any other issues that Lum created and just kind of build up a big force. And whether that ends up being a good thing, that just the orcs just kind of become this entity of power in that area and don't really do much bad, or someone else takes over and uses that to start destroying cities, they don't plan ahead, so but I feel like since he'd already started in that kind of direction, he would see this as a good opportunity to especially as far as Raleigh's mother goes, but to protect the surrounding area and prevent something like that from happening again. Kind of a short-sightedness of, if I build a strong enough army, we'll be able to kill the next threat before it becomes a threat.
I mean,
So
I think by the time the demons show up, unfortunately, Grumgog is old enough that he is either not relevant anymore or
that's
unfortunately
not
dead.
even
And he's
even
unfortunately
if-
too far away to interact with the dragon at all, which is
Yeah.
unsurprising. Because the dragon, actually, I can show you, is right down here, up in the
where is that?
city of Windhurst, down in the bottom right corner here.
Oh.
It is the southernmost.
Yeah.
Yeah, southwestern or eastern most city of the Empire.
The intention wasn't to prepare for one of these two events because
Yep. Well, I'm
the
just
orcs are not the
mentioning
type to
how
mobile-
how they'll be interacting with those. At least personally, Grimgog will interact with those. I
Yeah.
think certainly his force will interact with the Empire, though how the successor interacts with it will be kind of up for debate because the Empire, of course, will be thrown into turmoil and weakened even further to the point of breaking. So, because it's already
Could be a good
weakened.
opportunity for orcs to be seen in a better light. Could also be a good opportunity to destroy everything and kill everyone and rule over it all.
Well, I
So,
mean, do you want to say or do you want to leave it up to me?
I would like
Do they
personally
live on in
I'd like
Grumgog's
to
name
be-
or do they follow in their kind of more normal nature?
I
D20, D20.
personally prefer following Grumgog's name and trying to do at least not worse. I was gonna say try to do good, but like not make things worse at the very least.
All right.
You've made your choice.
So-
They're gonna make everything worse.
I like to think of it more as this is their territory and they honestly feel like it's something that at this point is worth defending.
All right. So
And the less
I
trouble
have
from
basically that
outsiders,
the
better.
next guy, who of course will not have a name unless you want to give it to him,
Nah,
basically
let's
attempts to use his
Grimgag.
forces to keep out of the Empire's way, so they can just kind of do their thing and keep the people of his territory safe.
Yeah.
Which seems fair. I think at that point their
Yeah, 'cause-
territory probably has expanded to include more like this type of look now.
Orcs are not the type to mobilize for other people, honestly, anyway.
Yep.
Hey,
No,
they
it's like
kinda
a hat.
are. Yeah.
So do we want to keep going with Norix's? Because I think
Yes.
Grumgog basically is kind of done at that point. Well, with the the problem is
Mm.
like if he returns to your mother and whatnot, it's not actually relevant to any other campaign that runs through there because I doubt anyone's going to go to Wolfpine because it's so far out of the way.
I think eventually
Oh, we
what
went
would
there.
happen
I
more
know, but
than
you guys
anything,
have good reason to go there.
Shut up. Not with that.
honestly, the thing that I think would happen is Raleigh's mother would get fed up with it and like fucking demand to go see him, and maybe they would kind of not be together at that point, but be on much better terms. Kind of
Mhm.
come to a understanding of he was focused on trying to defeat a bigger threat and
Yeah.
this and that, and so I feel like that's what would happen, but that's not really relevant to anything else.
Yeah. I mean, it might be an interesting story that could be told, but that's
About
that's
an
kind of
old
it.
human woman came in and fucking yelled at the orc chieftain, and he
Yeah.
listened.
Yeah. He's like holding up his helmet in front of him. No, stop, please. Can we do this
So-
somewhere else?
I mean, do we want to keep going down Norix's line, finish up Froston and Serena, and then move to the next person, or do you want to go to the next person but let Norix think about it?
I'm
I
fine
leave
with
it up to
whatever,
you.
It doesn't matter to me.
All in.
All in. All right, cool. Next
Alright,
one. Here we
Froston
go.
or Serena.
Frost on.
All right. Well, you already know at least one of Froston's things that the
Mhm.
organization is still definitely around, still led by the leader, whose name I don't remember. Goddamn.
Let me pull up my notes. Helmond.
Helmond, yeah. It's still being led by him. The one difference
Helmet.
is that he does not, in fact, die during the dragon thing unless you want him
Oh,
to.
thank God. No.
You know, the dream
God.
was in some ways a vision all its own, but that event is true. There is a dragon that
Yeah.
a twin-headed dragon that pops up in Windhurst literally out of thin air and attempts to destroy the city.
Well, what happened with Wormtongue?
Wormtongue is still around.
Wimtong's still fucking being a
Chilling.
bitch. Still won't answer my calls.
Yeah, I'll write down the heroes too,
Oh,
so I can
yeah.
update
Hmm.
everyone. I'm not, because you guys actually do have a shot at interacting with a couple of them. I'm going to leave their names out, but Mercurial, of course, has a part in this, as does Villicy and Voimtong to a lesser extent. Problem with Voimtong is he can't move himself, so
Yeah.
Dumb it. Should have
Just throw
fucking
legs,
thrown that
forehead.
bitch in a lake while you were down there.
Look, I'm telling you, someone would have grabbed that sword
So-
and placed it out of the lake.
I mean, between
They'll become King of the Bretonians.
So one of the big things with Froston was a lot of the members kind of left because the dude Helmond was kind of not leading it good for a while.
Yep. So what happened between that event and the, I guess, somewhat reuniting of the organization for fighting the twin-headed dragon?
Twin-headed dragon. Did that happen? That happened before the demons, right?
I haven't
Or was
honestly
it
been
after?
sold on it yet. It's
Okay.
a kind of separate event.
Gotcha.
So
Because I could see if the
yeah.
uh,
Considering that's about 20 years in the future is the dragon,
Gotcha.
the twin-headed dragon. Demons, I haven't been entirely sold on yet. So
I think what would have happened as far as that goes, he probably had a real close call and actually lost a significant amount of people in one of the missions. Probably, honestly, not too long after Raleigh and everybody else split off from the group. And it didn't take a break so much as he kind of just realized that maybe he was not doing things the best and chilled the fuck out a bit. I can't think of any like specific events as far as that goes, but after a few years, he probably started reaching out to previous members, people he's known and he can trust their ability to work with, and kind of spent those years traveling about, doing more deeds to kind of try to bring the name of Froston around and to be like, hey, this is a good group. We help, we're powerful, we know what we're doing, and kind of rebuild that trust, because he started going kind of a bit nuts near the end. So and that had to mostly just do with, I don't really know did I write down why that was? I think it had something to do with his curse. I
possibly,
don't remember though.
don't remember if you wrote down a specific reason.
It's not that big of a, it's not that important of a detail, but yeah. And I
Curse
think
makes worse.
after a few years,
And
after
unfortunately, in 20
all
years,
that stuff,
Cyrus has not figured a way to destroy the curse yet.
Listen, it
so
took
he's
us
probably
fucking
been
like 1 year to save the world. She should be able to fucking pull that shit together.
So yeah, by the point the dragon attacks, I feel like Froston has kind of built a name for itself. Not like, oh, it's them, the hero. It's just like, oh, they're a solid mercenary group. You know, you could hire them to defend a city, and they'll do their job, kind of thing. So yeah, I feel like he would have built it back up to that point.
So how do they take the dragon attack? Is the organization destroyed? Is it heavily injured? Because keep in mind, the vision is not accurate. I'm not sold that the dragon is killed there. Rain
Gotcha.
certainly
It's
has a
amazing.
part
They
in
actually
the
have
defeat, defeat of it, but it doesn't need to be defeated there. Heck, that might have just been the forcing it out of the city for someone else to deal with.
I think after the demons, specifically, whenever after the dragon attack, if the dragon attack is
I'm gonna
before
place the demons at approximately 15 years in the future.
Okay, so the dragon attack is 20.
So yeah, so the dragon attack
Okay,
happens
cool, so
after
it's
the
after.
Empire has effectively gone
Failed.
through that.
Gotcha.
So
Um,
whether or not the Empire is still around will be kind of up for another game, another campaign of Heroes. So to see if they even want to try and keep them.
yeah. So after the dragon attack, and after Froston was unable to, like, essentially do its job, and I would assume probably lost a few people, quite a few people. A lot of the people at that point were just kind of like not really having it anymore because shit already happened once, and it's happening again. And at that point, Froston would have definitely been broken apart. I feel like Zala, uh, Gimnar, and Adnus all
Yep.
would have just went on, probably hung out together some more after that, tried to figure out some adventuring stuff, and whatever years down the line, I don't want to plan for that.
Yeah,
But at that
I think
point,
after basically being called in for a favor, I think Zawa definitely retires at that point.
yeah. And I think Helmand either fully retires and just fucks off somewhere and is that crazy old man in the woods, or tries to secure himself now that the Empire is different, a political position of sorts, now that he's getting up in age. And he does have that background, so he just wasn't able to get anywhere because he was a Dragonborn.
Bold to assume that he's alive.
I think Helmand would have lived through that.
Next week he dies of a heart attack.
And then, yeah,
He
sure.
dies of a
and he
stress-induced heart attack.
Yeah, honestly, whatever. Past
Man, yeah,
that point,
it's only 20 years in the future, so should still have at least a few years left before old age will take him.
He slipped a banana peel and died.
All right.
that's what I've got for them.
The fruit
Yep.
markets.
And finally, Serena.
Oh boy, Serena.
I can guarantee she does not break her curse. She is still a dragonborn, even up till the dragon.
She forgot all of us. Hate to see it.
Well, she's
so-
the thief, so
Yeah.
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 how's she trying to break her curse? I know
Mm.
Thyra, that was
She
main
wasn't
part of her, but
I mean, keep
actively-
in mind she wasn't exactly super excited about being cursed. You know,
Yeah, but
when
But
you
I don't
get
think she
pulled
was
in
like
on the day.
dedicating her life.
Well,
Yeah,
she's
she
not
wasn't
a
like
wizard.
dedicating her life to. Yeah, she's not like.
yeah.
If she would look for
Unless-
information, probably.
She isn't
but
happy
not, like,
about it, but there's
actively
not a lot
seeking
she
out.
can do about it if given
Yeah.
the choice.
Yeah.
Serena
well, the thing
is, as
like,
far as you
same thing,
guys can tell, a fairly ordinary person. Like, she's as close as you guys will get, probably, to
And that was
Average.
her mistake.
average Vanthian citizen. So,
So
yeah, she's not going to be going out adventuring and breaking curses. That's not her way.
Coward.
Thyra, on the other hand, yeah, I can kind of imagine her trying to go break her curse, but
Well, that's because that's what the Thyra's life work is.
yeah.
Wow, this person
So
whose
Serena
entire
being-
life's goal is fucking stopping something, is trying to stop it. That's fucking surprising, huh?
So, I'll let you know that she is at least somewhat part of, or at least aware of, Thieves Guilds.
yeah, I was actually
One
gonna.
point, Thieves
probably-
Guild, but now it's been destroyed, basically.
Oh, what
Well, no.
happened to it?
At one point, the way the Thieves Guild used to work a long, long time ago when the Angels arrived, like before that point, was the Thieves Guild was one specific organization that effectively was the intelligence branch for the Empire military. When the Angels arrived and, the military got its freaking ass kicked, the Guild, of course, kind of followed suit and broke apart into a series of much smaller guilds, some of which uphold the old ways, some of which don't. Such as, like, for instance, Zealous upholds the old ways, where you should be somewhat honorable. But not everyone follows that.
I feel bad for kicking his door.
Mm.
I don't. That's a lie.
I was about to say, really?
I
If he
don't
was
really
nicer
know.
than Baby, he was a bastard. He kidnapped a party member.
Do you have any suggestions for Serena? Because like the other two, I had a hand in making. Serena's kind of just like a character that I had a lot of interaction with, but beyond that,
I mean, I think she probably survives the events, but and there's
Yeah.
nowhere near the dragon to freaking even get involved.
yeah.
Hey, tell me, Serena's gonna have a hero moment and kill the dragon.
No,
Gonna do with
So-
a baguette.
I
she
think
founds the new thieves.
Hon
Guild.
hon baguette.
I think she definitely joins a thieves guild in
Yeah.
Vanthar. That probably lasts until the demon invasion, and
That's
from
fair.
that point onward, basically, she flees until she gets elsewhere. And I think elsewhere is probably down in either Koryar or in Karog somewhere.
Koryar or
Probably the
Karag?
southern
Where are
doors.
they? Oh wow. Oh, that's far.
Didn't we bring her up to the north?
Yep.
We did. Alright. Yeah. I mean,
Listen,
honestly,
she should have
think
had an
she would-
assumption as to what she was getting into.
yeah.
A bunch of dipshits are like, "We're gonna save the world."
Hmm.
I think she probably would just
Forgotten
do her
that
best
she went to the north. Yeah, so she probably actually joins or starts a thieves guild up in the north, and just kind of
Well,
keeps going with
we-
that.
We did find a thieves guild, right, in the north.
Yeah, at least one of them.
Yeah.
one of them. So
So either
I'd say
section
she
sect
probably
or
joined that and
sect or-
became a significant part of it.
Yep.
But
so
nothing
she
like,
probably,
groundbreaking.
probably was somewhat, at least survived the demon invasion.
Mhm. Yeah, I was gonna say because she was like, we brought her up north, and she was like, "I'm cool here. You guys have fun."
Yeah, you guys continue doing whatever dumb shit you're doing.
As
Yeah,
I said, she's,
basically,
as far as you guys
Raleigh-
are concerned, a normal person. So
Yeah,
Raleigh found her in the
dipshits.
Empire, and we're like, oh, hey, we're going to the north. That's okay with Dragonborn.
and
Wanna
she
come?
was like, "Yeah, all right."
And then she saw Amelia die, and she's like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Yeah, she's like,
And then had second thoughts.
You know, on second thought, I'll just find a nice apartment. You guys have fun.
Yep.
I'll be seeing you guys later.
Yeah, that's the whole part. We're just
Alright.
bringing you up to the north. Like, oh, hey, yeah, you're not part of this.
So that seems pretty good though for Serena. She at least has
Well,
something.
Longsword on the hand.
And she is a existent member.
Fucking Longsword.
Yeah, we did actually. We kind of started her whole thing with that thieves guild because like she went there with us, right?
Yeah, she knew them to a certain extent,
Mm-hmm.
at least by
Alright.
by the reputation, if not by name.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is that everything for me?
At least that's what I have. Unless you have something else you want to ask her.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Let's see.
No, we can move on to someone else.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I'll let you know.
All right. So, which one next? Nora, Payton, or Theo? They only's got the one, so.
All right, Theo, you got this.
All right.
So,
What happened to the golem?
well, I mean, other than being
He does his
freaking
best.
brought to the Molten Gate and then just kind of standing there confused for probably a couple of years.
What happens to our horses?
Well, I imagine mine
we-
just.
I mean, the
either
horses, yeah,
I
the
assume-
undead horses are fine because they're undead. Your horses are probably released by someone at some point.
I would think that when what's her name
with
uh,
question marks.
helps my dog find a good home, she
Mhm.
probably would have released him too.
What's her name? Mercurial.
Mercurial.
Yeah,
we only
what-
spent like the
what's the
entire
bitch?
campaign yelling
Just
at
all
her.
around by her, yeah.
I mean, you didn't yell at her a bunch.
So yeah, to kind of fill in at least a few of the blanks for the golem. The golem at one point was actually a normal person, a human who was cursed into his golem form, and now has that mask, which kind of somewhat reminds him of what he once was, and he wants to not be that anymore.
That feels bad, man.
Hence the more dangerous curse that was on him. basically he was cursed to live forever in the worst way possible as a servant. So
Yeah, there are probably worse ways.
Well, I'm not saying that he should find a Villasy mask somewhere, but
Oh my god.
I got one of those in my bag of don't touch. Unfortunately, I carry that with me, so I can't find my bag.
yeah, it'd have to be a different one.
I mean, there are others out in the world. Villasy does have more servants than just
Nah,
the few that you guys have met.
Chelsea doesn't have any servants. Who the fuck would serve that
He's an
bitch?
Archlich.
Who would serve that bitch?
The undead, because they don't get a choice.
Who would serve that bitch? I fucking stick to my ideals, Mitchell. Especially when they're bad and dumb.
But barring finding another mask, which I'm totally 100% all for. I mean, what would a golem do? Just kind of hang out.
Find a wife, have some kids, settle
Right.
down.
Having kids might be a little bit difficult for him, if I'm honest.
Make little baby golems.
Is it like the fucking from the robot movie where you have to put them together?
Yep. Oh my
Robot
god.
movie.
I think that the main question
I
is
know what you're
does
talking
is he stuck as a golem for until the dragon
Oh,
shows
yes.
up? All right.
Wow.
100%.
His compassion gone.
All right.
He could find
So
himself some gun arms too, though.
He just becomes a weapon.
Oh no, he goes into the he looks for us and he finds that
I am the wooden
oh,
giant.
The
Somehow
kobolds adopt him.
Oh my god.
Teach him how to use
wait,
bombs.
Yeah.
raise them
They're
as
so far away, though.
He just
They're
starts
very
walking,
far away.
I mean,
and
yeah,
they
he's
eventually find
kind of
him.
got all nothing but
What
time.
if the Burrowlings and the Kobolds unite together with the Golems to make one
And they become
fucked up
an army with their secret weapon, a golem. An
And then a
unkillable
single
golem.
mage fucking accidentally casts firebolt, hits one of the bombs, and suddenly the army's gone. Hate
Except
to
for
see
the
it.
golem, who's just left
Yeah.
standing
The
there.
golem's just hanging around.
So yeah, I think that was the main question: is whether or not the golem was
Okay.
stuck as still cursed or not.
Golem's fucking sitting there, just
Right,
hey, how you
for
doing?
the fact any of my propositions are probably a little too out there.
Your proposition's out there? Impossible.
So basically, he's just kind of an NPC that exists in the world somewhere.
Yeah.
He just wanders.
Yep.
he's a encounter chance.
Encounter chance, yeah. 0.1% you just run into him on a random encounter.
And when you roll the D100, you roll a second D100, and if both of them are 100s,
Is there
He
anything
becomes
else
a
you
party
can think
member.
of, Theo?
Well, there was that pacifist dwarf. That
There's a lot of those.
well, the one we rescued from the mask.
The rage mask thing.
Yeah, the rage mask.
Yeah, he probably makes it home.
There's
Oh,
the alchemist.
What about that city?
That city?
Which is city? Bernstow?
The one that the one that Emilian Raleigh went down, found the dude.
Oh, and then
Oh,
the
We're like,
dragon.
and he was mourning
and-
over his friend.
Yeah,
and we were like, hey, dude, maybe take care of your city.
I mean, because of its location, it probably gets carried into the Demon War to some extent.
but
But
thanks to the wonderful
Did our
leadership from
actions-
Dickhead,
Allow them to kind of be better off for that moment.
Yeah, I would say so. That the
Instead
city
of-
at least
Wait,
still around.
what city are we talking about again?
Sleedneck.
So Theo,
Is that the
Yeah, there
is that the city where we tried to
That's the
foment a
city. That's the
rebellion?
giant bridge.
And where Amelia, or not Amelia, but Z tried to hunt you down like a dog.
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
tried.
so
Okay.
me and you.
There was
so,
no
yeah, there
attempt. It
like,
was
this
just happened.
Drake like fired a gun in the middle of the street and got arrested almost. And then we found out that like one of the two leaders had died and the other leader was mourning, and because of that the two sides were fighting. So we went down there, gave him a speech, and he's like, I'm gonna rule the city better.
I
So,
think I'm confusing
Oh, yeah, I
two
forgot about that.
cities then.
probably.
What are you thinking of?
He's
I was
thinking of
thinking
the
this-
nobles
I
that
was-
ran away and then he found again.
Yeah, and we found
That's-
the
that's
dragon in
Dernstow.
there.
Dernstow definitely falls during the demon invasion due to its new
Ooh,
management.
feels bad.
You're saying
Well,
so
as I
we're
said,
mounting a rebellion
The
against
ones who are part of the demons are the Inquisition, meaning the city that is now run by the Inquisition immediately falls.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, we helped those guys.
Yeah, the Inquisition, yeah. You did. Also the eyes when they were looking at you and their eyes flashed orange, yeah, that was them kind of checking you out as demons, not as paladins.
oh,
To see whether or not you were actually worth it. Because
Feels
every member
bad.
of the Inquisition, to some extent or another, of course, more powerful people are, high that are higher in the organization have more of it than others. But they are definitely evil.
So
Feels
wait,
bad,
what did
man.
they see then when they flashed their eyes at us?
Mhm.
Oh
It
yeah,
just
those
tells you that.
dipshits.
Yeah.
They saw it
So we
wasn't
have-
worth it, apparently.
Good comment.
What about
You guys weren't worth just killing. Oh, no.
I thought of someone and then I proceeded to forget about who it was. So,
Oh.
what happened to that dragon we released? How's that dragon doing?
I forgot you guys left before I was able to complete that. That dragon.
Oh.
That dragon
Oh,
is
no.
actually the newborn, well, quote unquote newborn. Basically, it is the, I believe, son of the Dragon of the Pass.
Oh
The
shit,
old
dude.
Dragon of the Pass, not the new one.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking
She
Dragon
is-
Pass.
Interesting.
I believe his aunt, effectively.
Does he
So-
go live with Auntie?
Yeah,
All right. That's
so
neat.
he grows up with her. But I
Oh,
mean,
sweet.
it's 20 years. It's he's still a child at
grown
that
up.
point.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So they continued, doing their thing.
Cool.
So what did I miss?
Did they at least know it was us?
that minute?
What do you mean? Did they at least know it was you?
That it was like Drake and Amelia that fucking released it.
I mean, yeah, I think she figures it out pretty
Okay.
quickly. at
Well, she
some
probably
point.
figures out, given that I described our entire fucking path up there, and I definitely included that dumb shit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did we release?
Dragon.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Well,
I asked
we
Tis.
didn't release it. We
Or
just
E as Tis, the young one.
why was he mad at us?
Because he was frozen, and he had a really bad day waking up.
We
As a
didn't
reminder,
freeze him,
you
but we
woke
were
him
the
up
first
and then
thing.
freaking remember that the first thing that he found when he woke up was a freaking giant snail that tried to freaking attack him. So he didn't exactly have a good day.
Yeah, we didn't freeze him, but if you're frozen and you wake up and you see something, you're not going to be happy at that thing.
Yeah.
Depends how warm it
I'm
is.
pretty sure.
He was reacting as normal to a being that is
No,
terrified.
I'm pretty sure what. Yeah, he woke up. I guess.
Yeah,
Lost
so-
breath.
basically, the long and short of it is he does return to the past to find his mother, finds that she has passed at this point, and finds Orikako in her place. And so
Finds
she
Auntie.
basically takes her man.
Oh, the alchemist. That's who I was thinking about, and the skeleton, in particular the skeleton.
The alchemist.
Oh
You
my
mean the
God.
apothecary, your
Yeah,
old
yeah.
boss?
Yeah.
Fucking alchemists are the same thing as apothecaries.
In his case, apothecary is a little closer, but I mean, the Skelecat is certainly around. Though, as a reminder, the Skelecat isn't actually his.
Oh.
The Skelecat is Villas's familiar. So
Oh.
she,
How the fuck is he there?
Because he can wander around his own. He's an intelligent familiar. Doesn't need to be
Yeah.
near Villasy all the time. Besides, do you really want to be around Villasy all the time?
I would rather be fucking dead than be around Villasy even a fraction
Oh,
of the time.
I mean, to be
Speaking
fair,
about
the cat already is dead.
No, he's
Speaking of
undead,
being
and that's
dead-
a big difference.
Yep,
speaking of
Fluffles.
being dead and around Villasy, what happened to Mark?
I
Which
think Mork
Mork?
is just I think Mork is just one of the
Undead thralls.
one of the
One of the undead thralls.
skeletons
Yeah.
or zombies in Villas's cohort. I
Fair
don't
enough.
think he has I don't think he has much more of a story than that,
Cool beans.
unfortunately for Mork.
Get fucked, Mark.
As for
Instead, we have Mork, who
the
kind of screws over near the end.
apothecary, whose name I cannot remember, and I'd have to look up in your backstory.
John.
His name is not
Victor
John.
Wintermane.
Yeah. I mean, I think he certainly leaves Wormgorp at some point. I don't know when exactly, but he definitely leaves to go. I guess adventure is the closest term.
Well, so last time we checked on him, he was being hunted down by a revenant or reaver or something, and was down by
Oh right.
Ibeon.
Yeah. He definitely makes it down to Ibeon. I don't know though. I think he is able to at least successfully dodge the Revenant long enough to make it to Villasy, but
At which point Villasy then goes, deal with the undead yourself, idiot.
Why should be
Well, I
dealing
still
with
have
a
part of the Revenant's
revenant in the
brain.
first place? Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the heck his storyline was. So I can't quite remember.
And who is Crow?
Crow is an enigmatic character that you guys met a couple of times, or a couple of you met a couple of times.
He's the
He's
one
on
that
the
taught me
upgrade roll
magic.
sword, I believe.
He's the one that buffed Raleigh's sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made it more curse.
Yeah. I mean, I
Give it
can
a
shoot
soul, if
fire
you
out of
will.
it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I wrote a DM note for Fluffles. Is actually Albara's, Villas's first name, familiar, though they share only a tenuous connection and don't get along since Fluffles and her turned into undead. So Fluffles and Villasy were alive at one point. Fluffles, of course, also being alive, and he's kind of mad about being the undead now.
I would presume that an undead cat was at one point not undead.
Yeah. Well,
Otherwise, it
Fluffles
wouldn't be much of a cat,
remembers-
would it?
Fluffles remembers his life alive and is mad
Oh,
about
hell
being
yeah. What a
undead.
hero.
Well,
Yeah.
okay,
He's
so
been around for several, like 1,500 years.
okay, but Peyton, what if you have like a I don't know vegan taxidermied cat?
How's your session going?
1 second.
Going good, Mom.
You know,
I'm winning.
As for Victor Wintermane, though,
I don't know. I don't
mean,
need
I'll
to
leave
mute
it
to
up
say
to
how
you.
terrible this session is.
I'll leave it up to you, Theo. Does he get caught by the Revenant and killed, or
He is
He
caught
wears
by
a
the
funny
Revenant,
mustache,
killed, at
a
which point he
Revenant
turns
doesn't
into a Revenant to
recognize
hunt
him.
down the Revenant.
I mean, what I was gonna say is get caught by the Revenant, beats the shit out of it.
That's a better answer.
He just eats the revenant.
Consume.
I mean, the main thing is he's not all that strong.
Yeah, that's
He's gonna fight the revenant, but the revenant falls down into a pit and gets impaled, and then just starts to like try to crawl away. So he shrugs. Says,
he can
Can't
live.
win them all.
He can live.
"Oh, merciful Theo."
I'm sorry, what? He survives?
Yeah, he
Yes.
survives.
Merciful Theo sounds like coward Theo to me.
Hey,
Yeah,
he's just setting up an important event later, so we can kill
that
him.
is a
in
fucking
cooler
lie.
way.
Goes to war with the Burrows.
She makes friends with
Benjamin
the
is another
Revenant.
NPC that exists in the world for other campaigns to witness. Yep.
Fucking bad.
I think that's Animal Crossing, but I don't know.
No, that's
What
Roblox.
is it? It's Roblox.
Why does it
Yeah.
have like a face on its nose and then
Don't
more
know.
eyes?
I think it's supposed to be a frog mask, which that's why I
Oh.
thought it was a Animal Crossing character because their heads are freaking like that.
Yeah, that's a frog.
Yeah. Well, it's a frog mask. You can see the sunglasses and the little mouth
Yeah.
right below it.
Look,
It's
I
just
know my frogs.
awful.
Do you?
Oh, you've been slacking.
I'm not sure you do anymore. God, this missile boat's so fun.
So, all right, Nora and Peyton.
Nor go.
Oh, come now.
If no one's gonna oppose me, I'm gonna keep doing it. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
So, yep, you have Ehrenberg's fate,
Wait, there's one
Durkill,
last thing that I forgot
and then
about.
Jim. Mm-hmm.
What about her dad?
What do you mean, her dad?
The one that the evil purging
Oh, yeah.
maniac?
I thought you were
Oh
talking about
man,
your
I have
adopted
so much in
family.
common with your dad.
I
I
mean,
know.
his organization's still around. So,
His organization has nothing to do with the Inquisition, right?
no, it's a separate organization.
Like, they just fucking fight each other?
Yeah, they don't get along at all.
Well, yeah, if one of them hates evil and the other one is based around demons.
Yeah.
Like just some ideological
I
differences.
remember what the heck their deal was. Exactly.
They
where
disliked
did I-
Amelia.
Well, they disliked Amelia because of reasons. Yeah, the Pantheon of Purity.
No, that's all they were based around, just hating Amelia.
No, they've been around since before Amelia
Can I
existed.
join?
Uh,
I don't hate Amelia. Amelia fucking
I mean,
despises me.
yeah. Their organization probably does fight against the demons. I don't know how old your father would be at this point, though. Because how old was he when you were like
Probably
6?
Be like 60 now.
Yeah. So I would probably say either your father is dead from combat or is like attempting to retire because he's too old to continue being in combat.
Coward.
Because I mean, he wasn't a magic user; he's just a normal guy. So
Is this thing on salvo? Is this just gonna keep firing forever? Okay, it won't.
so
I want to know what happened to the kobolds.
oh, we'll get back. We'll get to that. So
Should that be the first thing or the last thing I get to?
it'll probably be near the end.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, Theo, what? I'll leave it up to you. Does your father survive?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Not only yeah, but a hell yeah.
So, Peyton, how about you
Reason
go
for that
so we
is
can?
'cause backstory for another character is that my father kills me. So
No, you can go, Nor.
No, you.
No, you.
Let's leave the best for last because you both know
Let's-
we're going to argue about the kobolds.
How about this?
The coals will be at the very end after you guys both go.
I take one,
God
you
damn
take
it.
two.
Okay, sure.
Get going, idiot. Got him.
Okay.
I always win.
Well, I guess let's start with Durkill, seeing as last thing I did was send him a letter.
Yep.
And I guess the fate of Amberg does rest on whether or not he acts on that letter,
Well,
or
that
even gets it in the
Mercurial
first
delivered
place.
it.
Yeah.
Well, as a reminder, Dirkhill is an old man who makes clocks. He's not a warrior by any means.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
barely
no,
a guild
expected that.
member.
I expected him to, run in there with a gun, just shoot the place up.
What gun?
I gave him
Not
my
Durkill.
designs.
He's coming in here with a matchlock revolver.
How do you get one of those?
You make a fucking revolver matchlock? I don't know.
So to kind of catch you up on what's been going on with him, after you left, he stayed for at least a little while longer before the city basically got too dangerous, and then took him and his property to ZR and set up shop there. So he is living in ZR as far as the current timeline is concerned. And which
well,
letter? Do you mean the letter that Mercurial freaking does?
Yeah, well, yeah, the one that I basically wrote down, being like, okay, well, here's what's going on. Here's my life's work or all the work that I had. Basically, well, I guess my book, if anything.
Not the
Just
one
trying
with
to
the
be like,
bomb and other stuff for the first one. A different letter than that.
well, first letter I sent was to the guild, and that had like just the grenade launcher and like a smoke type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all. I think I also sent some of the prosthetics, but that was like the early prototype stuff. Like Durkill basically got all the finished products. He has my guns, my bombs, my improved prosthetics, or he's supposed to have them. I don't know if she even delivered the letter.
Yep.
She didn't.
So I guess that's so. What'd you do, Mitchell? Did you fuck me over, or
It's never
did you
been
do
a
that
Mitchell
one solid?
fucked you over.
Well, two things I suppose happen for Ehrenberg. If we're gonna start moving to Ehrenberg then. First, Ehrenberg does in fact fall to the the workers effectively and the guild.
Fucking communism.
So Ehrenberg, at least for a time, is run by the guild system, as they are the ones making decisions.
Well, that's also why I'm wondering because for Durkill, I also sent like, okay, this is what's going on in Ehrenberg, and I named names. So I'm wondering if he acted on that or anything, or because I did basically be like, okay, here's everything I have. I'm not sure how this will play out. But anyway, this is what I've learned recently. Please.
I mean, yeah, Mercurial does deliver your letter to Durkill.
Oh, she really
Thank-
does care.
Durkill at least tries to muster the Lord of Zior into kind of trying to retake the city. But I mean, the question is, does it work or not? So,
I don't know.
I'll leave it to you, because if it does, it's not going to be the Ehrenberg you left. It's going to be a
But,
city
if
that's
it
basically
doesn't-
controlled by one of the other lords there.
I mean, here's the thing, though. If it doesn't, it's still not the Ehrenberg you left.
Yeah.
No matter what, there's change.
Well, I'm probably going to say, yeah. If anything, it probably does work. I imagine. Well, because the way that I see it is that first they actually have guns, or if they actually make them and try to use them. They even have more of my lethal designs and everything like that. So if anything, they would have the better equipment. And so far, the workers are just guerrilla fighters at this point, I guess. So no, I don't know. So I imagine it would work.
Mhm.
Now, what system comes up after that? I guess that'd be with one of the lords. I guess the guild would have to be put under new management or something like that. Seeing as I do mention, treasony.
Treasony.
Mm-hmm.
So
Basically,
I think
someone tried to
Ehrenberg
set up
is taken back from the workers and put back under lordly control. Though I think it probably is controlled by a little bit of Zior and not Kirkwald, and Kane management, and does not have like a lord itself. It's more of a protectorate, effectively.
Well, what happened to the other lords?
They died.
Yeah.
They did.
Fucking murder.
Yes.
They
Yes, the Ironberg
Well, they
family is
escaped.
gone. In your vision,
okay.
not necessarily in the real version.
Didn't really care.
Yeah.
They
'Cause
died for all I care.
In the real version, no, they do not escape.
Okay.
The house of Aaron is destroyed at that point.
You really do hate to see it.
Well, then, does Durkill do anything else? Oh. Actually, yeah, he's an old man, so.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know,
he
does
probably
When
continued
your
making
fucking
clocks.
old man dad just stormed the beaches.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about like after everything's done.
First on the
But-
wall, baby.
I mean, what do you mean?
If he tries to, I don't know, set things right in Ehrenberg, like, okay, well, here, let me show you how the good guys do it.
I mean,
Let me show you how the good guys do it. Fires gun, has a heart
No,
attack, and
I'm
dies.
talking about after. I'm talking about after.
Let me
the
show you how
siege.
the good guys do it. Pulls trigger, gun explodes in his hand, shrapnel lodged in face, dies.
As in trying to be like I don't know, an advisor or something to either the guild or the not the guild, but the lord or to the guild. Be like, oh yeah, let me give you some how to run Annenberg, and you can trust me, seeing as I gave you technology, and also what
Technology
actually
in this economy?
I think you're probably putting a little too much on Durkill, because Durkill, as I said, is an old man.
Yeah, that's
He's
what I'm
some
saying.
dude.
He's like he's basically 1 foot into retirement when you guys were up in Ehrenberg. So
That's why I'm
One
not
foot
saying
into
like.
retirement, the other one in the grave.
That's why I'm saying like he doesn't become
I mean,
the
I
next
think
guild
that the
master.
most
Just
the most he does for Ehrenberg is to
Just, like,
basically send the
slide
lords
it-
to deal with it, and that's kind of where his role in that ends.
well, what I'm wondering is whether or not afterwards they're like, oh yeah, they give him some slight advice, like it's like, oh yeah, how do we do with Ehrenberg? I don't know, you do this, now leave.
How do you deal with Ehrenberg? Fucking figure it out yourself.
Instead of not actually trying to become like a guild master or anything like that, just advising from time to time.
I
House
mean, the
calls.
problem is that you're expecting the lords to ask questions like that.
Well, again,
Not
like
only
I
for
said,
the lords to ask questions, but for them to also care about the answer.
well, certainly they would think a little bit more about the guy who's like, oh yeah, here, let me tell you what's going on in Ehrenberg. Let me tell you who is behind all this.
I mean,
They've got
they take
information.
the city back, but
Basically, Durkill named the name the kobolds. But yeah, then like I said, it's a little tiny thing. Not outside of that, probably does nothing else.
I mean, yeah, Ehrenberg is retaken by
Mhm.
the combined force of the Zior and Kane armies, but it does not fall back into Lord. Like the Lord is not stationed there effectively in the
Yeah,
20
the old Lord is
years.
dead. They don't have a suitable replacement, and the guild is
Basically, it doesn't. It just kind of they let it kind of be set up by one of their children or some such, or effectively a puppet lord there, as the
Yeah.
3 cities of Zior, Kane, and Kirkwald, along with Kiernas, kind of discuss what happens when a freaking city gets taken and their family is murdered, because that wasn't in the cards for any of the Lonely Lords. They were all independent lords, and so their balance has now been shifted.
Not so lonely anymore.
So probably destabilizes the Lonely Lords in general.
probably. Also, if anything, that does really put a dent in Aaron Bergman. Like, okay, well now there's no real production going on. Well, things are broken. It's probably just
Congratulations, you've turned Ehrenberg into Detroit.
well, that's not really my problem. I blame that
A
more on
once
the
booming economy, now
the
dead.
if anything, I don't know.
Buy a city block for the price of a VCR.
Okay, now here's the question: do I go real bad with this, or
I don't know.
thoughts?
Up to you. It's your story.
Mm-hmm.
It's your fucking life, man. Do what you want.
Okay. Then, if anything, I'm going to say, if anything, Ehrenberg basically becomes nothing. I mean, it's still something, but it's more like, okay, well, a lot of buildings are destroyed. All the
Shell is
workers
It-
are.
Yeah, it hasn't improved in the 20 years between when you guys leave and the dragon incursion.
It's basically probably a shithole that no one wants to live right now.
It is Detroit.
Yeah. There's no lords. There's the guild that was, the main. I
There's
don't
no
know.
lords. There's no production. There's no money.
As a note, also, since Ehrenberg was kind of the leader in technology and whatnot, it also slows down technology progress in the north and in general across Oregon.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to trust gnomes, I hate to tell you.
Why
The
not?
gnomes do
That
continue
sounds very
expand.
racist.
Yeah, the gnomes do continue expanding their stuff, but since they're gnomes, really they're the only ones. So then it
For
doesn't
anything,
have a
yeah,
great
like I
hold.
said, the guild is probably destroyed, seeing as
Yeah, no,
the guild
the guild is
masters.
certainly destroyed. They're tried for treason and all executed.
Show
So, yeah.
trial. Show trial. Show trial.
Okay, now anything else?
I mean, you still have Jimin.
Oh, he continues to be a fucker. If
Who?
anything, he
Given-
probably becomes like a slumlord over there.
Slumlord.
He
Jibbin.
accidentally uses one of his shitty magic items and explodes.
Yeah,
He
no one.
fucking dies.
There's no infrastructure. There's probably like a huge like homeless and poor population there. And it's probably like, oh yes,
He's executed by the
fucking do have-
guilds for producing subpar works.
there is no guild.
Yeah, no, there are no more guilds after
Yeah.
two.
No,
freaking lord armies
that's
fell off and
instantly
sacked.
after the guilds take power. They get power next week. He's fucking executed.
So if anything, Jim's probably the.
You'd think
I
so,
don't
but Jimin has survived significantly worse fates than that.
Jim. I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
the
luck runs out
powers that be there
eventually.
now. There's nothing really stopping him from doing whatever he wants there.
All right. So he's some sort of leadership in Ehrenberg. All right. Unless there's something else you can think of, Nora, besides the
No,
kobolds.
not really. And I don't really care what happens to the kobolds.
We're
All
gonna
right.
go over that afterwards because I do.
So, Peyton,
Yo,
Rain or your mother first?
let's go for Rain.
All right.
I care about him more.
So
I given up
I can
on the
tell you at
fucking
least a
mother
few
father
events that
thing.
exist in Rain's timeline. Namely, he does get an education and becomes significantly more powerful than a freaking
He fucking
random
better. I
kid.
spent a lot of money on that shit.
Yeah. Well, he basically improves at a rate most people would be put to shame, pretty much. And ends up, of course, battling with the twin-headed dragon, Shazdari. But as for the defeat of that dragon is kind of up in the air. How does he deal with the demon incursion? Does he stay away from it? Does he not? Does he
He
help?
probably goes to help. I tried to drill some real anti-evil shit into him. I'm going to assume at least some of that took to some extent.
I think, yeah. I think if he's helping, yeah, he definitely helps keep the North as fractured as it is in at least somewhat more of a one piece.
He probably didn't act as like, I'm going to go liberate everyone, and more of like, listen, that's a lot. I'm just going to keep this area relatively safe.
All right.
You know, tell him to hate evil. I also tell him to be practical. You can't fucking fight everything at once. You can only fight most things at once.
All right. I mean, anything else? Considering that's the two major events and how he acts with it.
I don't know. I did tell him, or didn't tell him. I told Mercurial to tell him what happened. He wrote wrote that down somewhere in a history book.
He probably, I don't know, yeah, probably documented some of it.
He's probably one of the few people who actually knows what the fuck we went through.
Oh, yeah. And who would be competent enough and would actually give enough of a shit to write it down. Because,
he fucking better.
Don't care.
That little shit better fucking write it down.
You could decide that, does he?
Yeah, no, he probably would.
I mean, he probably does it later in life, past the dragon, but
yeah.
Considering, as you remember, he wasn't exactly for the studying aspect of
No.
So writing an entire freaking book on it. But yeah, he probably at some point later in life does tell your version of this, your guys' version of the story. And that is a somewhat second set of heroes that occurs at that point. But that's past the demon incursion and past the dragon.
Heroes Mark 1.
And he's powerful enough, people will actually listen to him.
Yeah. And he has first-hand accounts of a decent amount. He's had ample fucking contact with all of the heroes.
Yep.
I believe he's even met some of the old guard heroes, so.
At least Mercurial.
Yeah. God, if only he shot Mercurial. I taught that bastard all I know.
Is there anything else that you can think of for him?
For him? Let's see. Becomes an archmage, fucking.
Yeah, but that was.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to go through in my head. So he becomes archmage, helps defeat dragon, writes book. Probably not. I mean, wizardly shit. Actually, my
How old is he again?
Do anything with the Dragonborn?
How old is he right now?
Yeah.
He's fucking.
He was 8, right?
Yeah, I think so.
When do high or on high elves? How half elves make it to adulthood by like 20, right?
Yeah, they hit it about the same time as humans. They just live longer overall.
So he would be an archmage by 23.
Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, because if the demon invasion is 15 years in the future, and he'd be an archmage by then.
There's one other
So-
thing that he would probably do, which is he, depending on what school of magic he worked with, he might go and try and help Thesira figure out the Dragonborn shit. Because he was in contact with Thesira a fair bit, if I remember correctly.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I have the
It's more like
timeline
studying.
Librarian books.
You can do plenty of fucking active shit with the curse. We did plenty of active shit trying to figure out the fucking curse. It was a pain in the ass and a waste of time.
I imagine it'd probably be more like, okay, well, come here if I need something powerful done.
I hate to tell you, but the curse could actually be a campaign idea all on its own.
I'm not
So
saying
then
he
have-
did particularly well. I just said he might have helped.
So
or
with
at
that
least tried to.
campaign, make Rain and Thesira the fucking important NPCs.
Quest givers.
Pretty much, yeah. They made quest givers.
Fuck yeah, my dude.
So after that, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Peyton, are you done?
I mean,
I mean, he still has
do
his
the-
mom.
yeah.
Oh
still
yeah,
to
then
do-
mom. Yeah, just do that. And after
All I
that,
can think of right now is fucking coming back to this shithole and just being like, I raised that boy. I didn't. I was traveling with him for like 6 months. Hardly
Anyway,
worth it.
Give him
what
Well,
happens
the
with her?
best
where you guys
opportunity he
left
had.
the mother, she was left in Division.
Yeah.
She did not come with you all the way to the Molten Gate. So
Wait, really?
yeah.
I thought she came with us with the Molten Gate because we brought fucking the carts with the Molten Gate and she was in the cart.
No, she didn't come with you guys.
Oh, really? Fuck.
So does she feel more like this the vampire of that area?
I mean, to be fair, it's up to Peyton.
She
Um,
becomes a vampire lord.
Well, she can't
Well,
because that
I
takes 100
also-
years. But
also told Mercurial to fucking deal with that issue.
Mercurial doesn't really
Yeah,
deal with
no.
that one.
No, I told Mercurial to tell her as well, which was this important thing. Just get the story out there, really.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think I just disappeared off the face of this fucking place, which I did.
She does that much.
That still doesn't change the fact that she's a vampire. So
I'd probably try and go find Rain, actually. They're like the only two people in the world who know my story.
then how
Not
go
like she
see-
has a lot of. How would you deal with the fucking vampire thing?
Yeah.
Wearing sunscreen.
Well, probably by traveling at night and then using the abilities of a ranger to fucking stay out of the sunlight in the day and
Oh.
feeding on animals.
That's a good question. Does she find Rain?
I told her where he was. So, presumably after like a fucking
It's
while.
a yes or no question.
Yeah. I have to fucking reason out in my brain. What do you want from me? We've been through 3 years of this goddamn campaign. You should know how my fucking this shit works. I have to talk to myself through it.
So, yeah, she successfully finds Rain probably after a year or so of traveling. It's a long way.
Yes, it is. No teleports for her. Feels bad.
Ah,
man.
my grandmother.
My grandmother, who is a freaking undead. How do they get along?
What a dysfunctional family.
That would
Seeing
be.
as- yeah, Rain definitely has some of your anti-undead sentiments.
To be fair, that did start fading at that point because I had to start dealing with Amelia's bullshit more and more.
Hence why I'm asking,
Yeah.
rather than just saying Rain blows her up when she shows up.
Very awkward at first, but still family more or less. So
They probably talk it out.
yeah,
And then they're fine.
talk it out after like the first couple months of like very awkward looking out of the corner of your eye.
If anything, it's supposed to like,
Hmm.
okay, grandmother, I get it.
So,
I'll leave it to my mother.
I guess
to
the
finish
first good question,
raising that
a
child.
good question is, does she survive up until the dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's careful.
I mean, she survived the raid, so
Yeah.
she's somewhat.
She's careful and she's with Rain. Those are two pretty good fucking qualities.
Yeah.
And can you think of any important events?
Any
Or if she
important
falls?
events?
I think that's probably another important thing. Does she fall to her vampirism?
Yeah, they're animals. Just eat animals.
Well, she also has
So
rain,
no.
so
Yeah.
I
So
bet
she
she
that-
wins.
that would-
She does
that
attempt
would-
to resist.
Yeah, she attempts to resist.
Okay.
Like, if she didn't go to Rain, then probably would have fell at some point. But you have an actual person there to help keep you grounded. That helps a lot. So
Especially if they're very powerful.
yeah, especially if they're very powerful and also at least tangentially related to long lost daughter.
All right. Unless there's anything else, that seems to be at least most of the important questions for Kieran.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else.
She gets a sick hat.
Has a happy life.
She gets a sick hat.
I don't know. Probably finds a
Oh.
lot of peace, given that
Good on life.
Yeah.
Found her daughter.
Yeah,
Huh?
found daughter. Daughter helped save world.
Disappeared.
Well, to be fair though, I didn't disappear without a trace. I before I fucking disappear, I'm like, listen, all right, let's not pull the disappearing act twice to the same fucking family member.
So, to go on to the more world things where you guys don't get a say because they're their own characters.
World's not a
Beats
character.
of the past. Orikako
Yep.
continues her duty and protecting the pass up until the demon invasion. At that point, she actually reveals herself and helps the North to fight the demons and
Oh,
keeps the North
wow.
safe in her mother's name, along with, of course, her nephew, technically.
Nephew, yeah.
And she survives all that. She's a dragon. I'm not. I hope you guys should not be
Yeah.
the least bit
Yeah,
surprised
no,
that she
she
survives,
survives that. Yeah, no, don't even know why you had to mention it. Honestly,
Since you guys asked about Gregor, Gregor does not make it to full magehood, but he does at least make it to learn some cantrips and is able to live out his life in ZR.
that's
What
nice.
a fucking loser.
He was a loser
You
every
remember
time he
his
met
reason,
him.
right,
you?
for learning how to be a wizard?
No.
Make
His
buco
literally
bucks.
only reason was so that it could help with freaking manual labor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh right, he is a loser.
Listen, he was
But
a
Gregor-
loser
yeah,
every
Gregor
time I
at
found
least,
him.
yeah, he at least survives up until
my
the dragon encounter.
He was hiding in a tree from wolves, ready to starve to death, and then he was getting kicked out of the college because fucking I stole some shit from him that he threw at wolves.
He's so dumb.
He was a loser through and through. What makes you think that anything will change after the fact?
I don't
It's not like I gave him any fucking worldly advice. No one cared.
Oh.
But he at least lives until the dragon attack. So.
He's fucking dead now. No, he fucking that piece of shit. He'd live somehow. Some fucking.
He'd hide in a
He's
good
not
tree
going to
with a
join the
dragon.
military as a mage because he knows like firebolt at the very most.
Some fucking
No,
good
here's
Samaritan's
what
gonna
he
help
does.
him out of the city.
He
He's
hides
still
in
gonna be a fucking
tree
loser after that.
from the
He
dragon.
was a loser from the moment he was born,
Uh,
and he'll be a loser until the moment he dies.
yeah. So basically, he doesn't fulfill his main dream anyway. But he does survive his encounter and grows up. And then Logazor is the other thing, and of course the
Yes.
goblins. Goblins, kobolds. So Logazor, as you guys probably picked up, he was one of the assigned guardians to a piece of the key, hence his
Yep.
reason
Mhm.
for kind of keeping with you guys.
He was guarding the other 5 pieces as well.
So I think he probably returns to the Geared Depths and gives his fellows burial, which takes, of course, months because he has to walk all the way back.
Oh god.
Wait, we
And
didn't
I
kill his
think-
fellows, so did he? Did we? Just beat
We
their
didn't
ass.
kill them, no. Do we?
No, we just beat them up.
Yeah.
It was specifically one of the things was like, "Oh, we won't kill him because they're just fucking being idiots and we don't need to.
Yeah.
And also
Well,
because it looked like logs would be sad.
unfortunately, they do die.
Aw, they fucking
Oh.
suck. What chumps. They were losers too. Everyone's a loser.
They find out that the key was taken and then just seppuku.
They attack logs and he just single-handedly beats them to death. Well, gave you a chance.
All right. What does he do after that?
I think after that, he probably goes and attempts to rally what's left of the Ember Dead in, basically to get ready for the demon invasion.
So he
And
knows
at least to
it's happening.
some extent, yeah, to some extent. Well, he doesn't know it's happening, but he has suspicions, and of course, Duvall has suspicions. So, he also tries to start setting up the Ember Dwarf, not Ember Dwarf, right? Basically, the Voltrum again. But I think he doesn't make it too far.
Okay. I'm glad to know he's doing okay.
He definitely gets involved in the demon invasion. I think it's mostly in a defensive role, however.
What defensive roles going around the demon invasion?
It's
I
kind
don't
of the way demons are.
When the
No,
first
it's
place they attacked falls, that's really all you could do.
No,
No,
that's
it's
not
simple.
necessarily true.
He played defense
Space
with the
Marines.
angels.
Space Marines.
He'll play defense with the angels. I mean, with the demons.
Yeah, I don't think the Angels are going to be fucking helping him much.
No, that's what I said. He played defense when the angels came. He's gonna
Yeah.
play defense when the demons.
I think he sets up Voltrum and then keeps it safe, basically, from the demons, so it doesn't fall a second time.
All right.
Oh, what happened to that one guy in the cage? Seeing as he set up Voltrum.
The guy in the cage.
Does he come out to help fight off the
Ember Dwarf
demons?
Basically told us where the portal is.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Please tell me he fights and dies heroically against the demons. Should be hype. Let him have a good death at least.
I mean, I think, yeah, he does stay in that cage for another year or so until Lagazor shows up. And then Lagazor is able to convince him that, well, he did fail, just sitting there until he basically fades away isn't the way to do things. As he should know, since he basically freaking did that himself.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
All right. So.
Okay. Well, anything else?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean the kobolds, because I still have my other questions, which is
Yeah,
kind
the
of like
kobolds is the last one.
Okay. Well, my question was, what was the entire guild treasonous, or just that one?
If they
one member.
weren't, they unfortunately get pulled in under the same banner.
Well, no, that's what I'm wondering, whether or not, like, say, because I
Yeah,
remember
all
that's
guilds in Ehrenberg are disbanded.
Okay,
And those
then,
in those in charge are all killed. So the guilds of Ehrenberg are effectively destroyed. So
okay, never mind. Then my second question is, does anyone else pick up what I gave them, or no? Does it just fall into the history? Like, oh, guns, oh, bombs, oh, who cares?
I mean, Durkhill, I think, commissions a statue of you in Zior. And at least
Aw.
attempts to freaking get some of it going, but due to how Ehrenberg turned out, it doesn't get very far.
Well, there's still prosthetics, which are useful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
but
that's
the guns
probably the
kinda-
guns and whatnot the guns and bombs don't make it very far, but the prosthetics do.
Oh,
I
hey,
don't know
then, yeah, that.
Congratulations,
common,
you've catapulted
but
medical technology.
They at
yeah.
least become something that you can definitely get by the end of the dragon.
Fuck yeah, my dude.
So
Okay, then, fine. I won't be known for and
creating
bombs, but
destruction and
yeah, just
war just for helping people. There you
yeah,
go.
technology. I hope
He
that
gets a
the
statue. Bastard.
Yeah, he gets a statue. Jesus. I want a statue.
And you guys
And
don't
how-
have super rich fathers who have enough money to burn for that sort of thing.
No, but I got a
That's
fucking
fair.
super powerful mage son.
You know,
Okay,
he
okay,
probably
okay.
gets
I have my own
statues.
statue. Get
Yeah,
fucked.
unfortunately, yeah, Rain kind of outshines you at that point.
I don't give a fuck.
He gets statues
I
for
saved
all
the
of
world.
us.
I don't give a shit. He knows.
And they're like, no, here's what happens. He gets statues for all of us, and they're like quarter size compared to his statue, which is like 4 times
Which
as
is
big.
shown stomping on them.
also, you know what?
Jesus.
Yeah, I think at the point where he writes the book, he probably is able. He commissions statues and whatnot and gets them set up in whichever mage school he runs. But probably the
That's
one of
about
Zeor.
the best we get.
Yeah,
You know,
I'll
I
take
just,
it.
I just thought of something. I'll get to when we get to the kobolds, but
I mean, if there's
Yeah.
nothing else, we can go to the kobolds now.
Yeah, as well.
I just want to know how far my prosthetics go. Pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, they're
Yeah.
at least in semi-common usage by the end of the Demon War. So
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
it
not
wasn't
everyone
useful
has
after the
them,
war.
but yeah, not everyone
That was
has them.
very
But
useful.
it's not just like you only
Is
have
Drake
rich
known?
people who have them.
I like how at first you're sad because fucking bombs aren't kept over, but instead you fucking wind
They're
up
not
catapulting medical
entirely not
technology.
kept over.
Okay, let's hear
I
the
Yeah,
know.
kobolds then.
That's why.
Let's
That's why
go.
I said never mind. I remember the kobolds.
Yeah.
That's what
Let's
no
go.
people. That's what I
So-
remember. If, the North remembers Drake being like, "Oh, yeah,
Unfortunately for the
prosthetic."
kobolds, they don't make it very far. They do at least are still around by the end of the Demon War, but they do not find out that they should probably go help their old masters. Luckily for everyone involved.
Hate to see it, you really do.
So, I think they probably at least flourish to a certain extent in that area, but otherwise they don't expand too much further. They get to surprise a lot of new adventuring groups with a newfangled invention, though, that kills a few more potent adventuring groups before they kind of have to clamp down on let's not just blow up literally every freaking Tom, Dick, and Harry that walks into our holds.
They make a statue of Drake.
Fuck no, they don't.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Oh, why not? The guy gave them. If anything,
That
I
was part of
kind
a deal.
Because they're
Kinda would've-
kobolds.
That's part of a deal, and they don't give a
So,
shit. Are the two
Is that
answers?
everything then?
I would like it if they made a statue being like,
Unless
oh
you guys
yes,
can
the
think of
bomb
anything
bringer,
else. Yeah, that seems to be kind of the main points of the world.
or if they somehow got
Who's
guns.
important and
That'd also be
what's
nice.
still going on.
Son's alive, mother's alive. Got me a
can't
statue
think of
eventually.
anything else.
Feels good, man.
Yeah, that's pretty solid for me. I'm happy with how that went.
Hey, as long as
Could have gone a lot
people,
worse.
as long as people know Drake as the guy who made prosthetics, I'm happy.
Mhm.
They
You
don't.
know,
So
considering
find someone
all
else
the
to
founder.
shit that we
work.
did, the fact that we did leave at least a few positive impressions.
Impressions.
Fucking words. Yeah, impressions. The fact that we all left at least one of them somehow is kind of astounding.
Not only that, I mean, we left people behind who actually remember us. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, you picking up Rain, that was a great fucking choice, my
I
dude.
know.
Holy shit.
I've never
Um,
regretted that choice. I've regretted a lot of choices I made in this party. Not that one.
That was a
Alright,
good one.
That's the only thing I want for Drake is that he's remembered.
I mean, you'd all be remembered to some extent by bringing the other people, but
Yeah,
Nah, I want Range
The
to forget
thing
the
is-
rest. Fuck them.
I made prosthetics.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
all right.
I saved an Archmage from death. Smile.
Anything
Also, I
else?
imagine guns
Wasn't
probably
really
actually
time,
the
though.
best thing. in,
Okay, so
D&D
now that
campaign.
we finished at the epilogue. Now comes the other two questions. First, what exactly are we planning on playing in March?
I know
don't
what my
know.
vote is.
Anything?
Well, because I currently have Dark Heresy that I'm trying to make at least a Adventure 4. And I will most likely have that at least enough to start it at the very least by March. But
I will not be here on the 7th, so
Alright.
it'd have to be like mid-March.
yeah, that's fine.
Bastard.
I don't mind that.
Wait. Oh.
But I mean, do you guys want to do Dark Heresy since we could do
You know my answer, Mitchell.
other
It honestly
things.
doesn't matter to me. Yeah,
I'm always
Alright.
a fan of Dark Heresy.
different.
Dark Heresy's dumb hype.
I
Alright.
want to say Shadowrun, but
I'm
I-
also a fan of Shadowrun.
the only problem that I have with Shadowrun is just how things aren't really set up in our favor.
Everything's a
As
pain in
in-
the ass, you mean?
Yes.
No, I'm
'cause
pretty
it's
sure
Shadowrun.
some of us are missing character sheets.
Yeah.
We don't have digital character sheets,
Yep.
so and the character sheet that I have, and that some of
'Cause
us
I
do
think
have, is kind of
Peyton and
wonky.
Theo would have to entirely remake characters unless Theo has his. And I
Well,
don't think we have
I
anyone
don't have mine.
else. Yeah, because I know I have yours, Norix, and I'm almost certain I have Nor's. But yeah, I know I don't have Peyton's or Theo's.
If
So
only the thing is, I
Mine's a
keep
lot
hearing
easier.
that 3E is the best Shadowrun that they have, but for some reason, never ported over to Roll20.
yeah, I know. Those people are silly. So that's
I'm-
that. I guess I'll.
I'm pretty sure they even have the new edition.
Mm-hmm.
what's the second question?
What we want to do for Godbound players, if we want to do anything at all.
What do you mean?
We're
I'm
down
fine
a
with
player.
Do you
Plus
guys
four.
want to introduce a fifth person back into the group?
Not
Is main
per-
question.
Particularly,
Hmm.
I feel like it would be rough with considering the fact that we've all had the characters for 3 years, and it would just be, I don't know. I feel like it would be a bit. It could be a bit weird.
I would have felt cheated. But I always feel cheated, so that doesn't really count.
I don't know. You think you'd do? Well, let's see. What was our? Who do we have in our first campaign, Mitchell? We had me, Theo, Peyton.
Lumpy, Mark.
Those two don't count.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize Lumpy was there.
Lumpy
He
was
wasn't.
there.
Because Lumpy showed up for one session at the very most, and then didn't kind of come.
No,
four
he
people
showed
with
up for like
Godbound
a total of
sounds good.
2.
His character was effectively not relevant.
Yes.
So
Four
the
people in
the
Godbound
answer
sounds good.
it sounds like the answer is no.
I think Godbound's one of the few games I actually think is probably better with fewer people.
Actually, you know,
There's just
that,
so much shit that goes on.
that might work. Just 4 people. Seeing as we
I
all
mean, it
might have.
will. If it wasn't
will.
4 people, then I would have demanded that we add another. But 4 people I can run with.
Well, I'm talking about the larger it gets, the more we're
Mhm.
gods.
Stretch thin resources get.
Yeah.
And the more you step on each other's toes, and the more you want to fucking murder your party members.
Well, for example, Peyton is going to be
So
wanting
they're
to is going to want to fuck with nature. I don't care about. Sure, I might help out, but I want to try working on my stuff whenever I can.
I
I'm
will
gonna
say
be
this
doing
now: you guys will
food
be
stuff.
forced to work together more frequently than you were back in our
I'm not going to complain about that.
That's fine.
both for the
We-
logistics of running a campaign that I have 4 characters who are across freaking either 4 different worlds or 4 different areas of the same world is a headache. So
We
I'll say
we've
this up front:
played D&D
if
together
you
for 3
guys
years.
all split off and do your own thing, you'll run into a big scary monster and die immediately.
I'm not
So
going
we
to complain
we
about
split
being
off a little
forced to
bit.
work together.
right?
Yeah,
Just it. You're
I
basically
think-
just saying,
yeah,
I
like,
mean, once you make a
don't
world
just
safe,
say-
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. He doesn't
But
want
if
us
you
going
just
on
all of a
4
sudden
separate
walk-
adventures.
Yeah, if you guys
that's
go
fine.
and say we're going to go to world A, B, C, and D, each
Oh, no.
individually, I'm going to just
Oh,
tell you
fuck
the moment
no.
you step on the world, you guys die because there's no way you'll be able to fight what's there alone. You guys
Well-
will have to be together to fight most foes.
There's just a single fucking
Yeah, that's fine with me.
soapstone message before every area. Are you sure you want to proceed?
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm being upfront. There will be individual stuff, but you guys will need to kind of work out who gets to do what when.
I need Theo's help a lot, so Theo, I'm going to be
Why?
calling upon you quite a bit
Why? What?
because Amelia has the fertility word,
Okay,
and I'm going to be
and
focused on food stuff, and I want Amelia to kind of make land good for growing food.
I see. All right.
I'm going to be real
Yeah.
with you, Rolly. You need Amelia once.
Yeah, but what if I want different-
There's a single gift from Ward that makes like a 1 square mile able to feed like an
Yeah, but
entire city.
do it multiple times. Either way, I'm fine with working together. I like
Yeah.
working together.
Having been in the first campaign where there wasn't much working together,
You know, this
please
is
fuck make us work us together.
this is the update of this is the way this game is going to go to a certain extent. And as a second thing for Godbound, world hopping will be a thing. However, if you just barrel through worlds, they won't be very good because I'll need more than freaking 30 seconds to make a world. So the longer you
fine.
guys stay on a world, the next one will be more and more expanded effectively.
and
there'll be more
Rowley,
there.
Yes.
if you fuck with my cult, I will destroy you.
As long as your cult doesn't like fucking destroy farmland, that's fine.
Oh, his cult's going 100% destroy farmland.
If your cult starts
His
destroying
cult's about
farmland, I'll come to you and I'll say,
industrialization, my dude.
"Hey, dude, you need to tell them to chill."
It's
Otherwise,
actually
I'm gonna
great.
Start smiting people.
Because all 3 of our cults have 3 things that are very land intensive and all antithetical to each other. Because I just want pure unadulterated nature. You want fucking rural farmland, and he wants industrialization.
We just have to look. As
Just
long as we
partition
don't
it.
collapse.
Flip the-
Yeah.
And Amelia
Or
doesn't
no,
want
like-
Yeah,
anything.
I was about to say, Amelia, do you want some graves? Do you just want mass graves?
Don't worry,
Just like
Amelia.
the city of graves. Oh God,
Amelia, I'll try to take care of you.
Thank you.
it'll be fun. All
You're
right.
my right hand
Is there anything
man.
else to go over?
I won't forget that.
I'm pretty sure that's about
So,
it
just
from
to
what
be
I can
clear,
think of anyway.
we're not getting another person.
No.
Damn.
Do you have someone else in mind?
It seems like the consensus is no.
I said I'm fine with that game of person.
I like
I'd be
4
interested in who
people.
you have in mind.
I mean, Jeek would be the first one, though I think he
Eh.
doesn't like Saturdays.
Hmm.
The reason why, my reasoning is just that I think having a smaller party means that we will try to split up less.
Yeah. The maximum we can split up is 4.
Yeah.
I
And the
like
thing
the
is,
idea of having a smaller party.
Amelia, like 90% of the time, is probably going to be traveling with at least one of us.
I'm gonna try to stick with everyone for the most
Yeah.
part. My thing personally is I like the fact that these are characters that we've built up over 3 years, and like it feels it would feel not weird, but like yeah, kind of weird actually.
And that's
having
another thing
another
that
person.
that's another thing I want to bring in is that I think that because we've all worked together for the past few years, I think we're, I don't know, willing to work with each other more. Where before in our last campaign,
I will say this.
I'm willing to say we are going to be 100% more willing to work with each other than last campaign, because last campaign was a shit show.
yeah,
It was the worst.
we know each other now. When we came into this, we were all basically kind of strangers.
Now we've had a
Like-
year of character development, and now we're strangers who don't like each other.
Listen, Raleigh likes everyone in the party.
I don't like you.
Oh, why not?
Amelia hates my ass. That's gonna be fun to deal with.
But yeah, see, like, okay, so let's take into consideration the first campaign of Godbound we had. Peyton, you were a fucker. I didn't. we
Hey, I had
actually-
a redemption arc.
yeah,
I
we
was
had-
doing great, and then Red died.
The thing is, we had those after after session talks about how we always complained about how we both never saw eye to
Yeah.
eye.
Yeah.
Yet
And I
afterwards,
yeah.
we're like,
Right as we started
actually-
seeing eye to eye, you got fucking murked.
and as I have said a couple of times for kind of things to do with this particular version of Godbound, if you want to do something really crazy, and I'll be the one to determine whether or not it's really crazy. If it's plausible, most likely it'll be something easy. If it's something like freaking gravity no longer works in this area, it's going to really freaking take some real. You guys are going to have to go into a quest to go figure that out. Whether that's figure out how to do that or get some shards to freaking do it.
well, like for example,
I think the way it normally goes is if it would be impossible, then you have to actually go fucking do the legwork.
Yes. Basically, you guys are going to have to do the legwork for things that aren't just, yeah, it probably rained here on a Tuesday.
It rains here on every day. Oh, so it's just gonna be flooded wasteland? Yes. Yeah, it's plausible, I guess.
yeah, and the only problem I have is a lot of things I want kind of require time, but I think that's also something that Peyton wants. That his stuff also requires.
I'm not gonna be able to fucking do genetic engineering in a day, guy.
I honestly, Raleigh's just gonna. I'm just gonna start making restaurants, my dude. I need to figure that logistics out. I need to build like a fucking restaurant guild. I need a treasurer. I need people to.
So-
this is gonna be.
So let's go over
ridiculous.
goals for characters.
Yeah.
For Nor, make a massive fucking business cult. I don't even want a cult because that's gonna be fucking annoying. I just want to make some genetic freaks who obey me.
Well, do you guys
Amelia,
want
do
me
you
to
want
hand
an
you
undead
a
army?
handout so you guys can write down what you guys all have as goals?
That might not be a bad idea.
Oh yeah, the thing
Sure,
is, I
let me
basically want to make
open-
a megacorp that
Yeah.
controls a city.
I thought you want to control a nation,
Hey!
my guy.
Yeah.
Actually, Nor,
okay.
we're gonna probably work together some because Raleigh's gonna need to know how to like. I know how to run a
There you
tavern,
go.
and I know how to do some business stuff, but
That's
like,
no. That's why I said that I would destroy you if you get in my way.
Does Nor know how to run
no,
a company?
I want to work with you.
I have wealth. I can I can
Alright.
bankrupt you if
So-
I want.
Yeah, I've made a handout in Heroes Risen that just goals. You guys should all be
Either
able
way,
to edit
Nor-
it, all be able to see it.
I'm
So
not
if
joking.
you
my
have a
goal-
goal, write it down there. So everyone-
I can actually do that.
So
Nor,
I'm
my goal
assuming
is
this
not.
goal is not super long term.
Right.
It might be relatively long term, actually. Yeah, whatever.
I actually really want to work together with you because your goal is to like basically.
well,
own a
keep in
city.
mind that the overarching goal for you guys is to make it to the throne and capture it. But
Yeah,
Yeah, that seems
That
pretty
is-
lofty.
I just
if I'm
want to
honest.
open up
yeah, that
restaurants
is
and
that
let
is
people
endgame.
eat good food. So like, I think our goals are actually work hand in hand. Because I don't want to control the city. That sounds miserable. That's not something I want to do.
The
Alright,
only thing
that's my
I'm
goal.
just saying that if your
Easy.
cult starts
Clap.
encroaching on my cult, being like, okay, well, let's see, you know,
We
soon
should
it
talk
becomes
it out.
the city of pizza pasta, then I'm
There
upset.
won't be a city of pizza pasta. No, I'm gonna open up restaurants. I'm not making a city. I don't want. I'm just gonna be like, hey, here's a place where people can eat good food and not have to be a noble.
No,
You know, like that's all
Norks-
I want. It's
Norks, the bigger
simple.
problem is that you're both going for cults.
I'm not really going for cult.
No. Do you?
That's just,
I am.
that's
What
what
you're
it's
getting is
called.
a themed cult.
That's fair.
Yeah, for example,
Definitely cult.
I plan
Just
on
keep in
being
mind, cults is just the gameplay term for what this organization
Gotcha.
is, even if it's an
Then-
army, a restaurant,
Yeah, it's a faction.
troop, etc.,
Nor.
etc. Yeah, they're
Question.
just known as cults.
You said you wanted a megacorp, so just like a massive city, right?
And as a reminder, cults
eventually
can
nations,
do their own
realms.
things too. They do things very
Yeah.
slowly, but they can change the world around them.
Because
Yeah, cult is a
I
faction.
want to have
You can do that
lots
shit.
of little locations in other cities. So, like, if me having a location in your city or near your city will disrupt you, that's fine. I won't do that. I don't want to do that.
I mean,
Honestly,
I'll let it pass. It's
As a
just that if
reminder,
it's
you
like-
guys can have the same cult connected to more than one godbound. Just a reminder.
Fuck, I don't remember that shit.
Wait, what?
Mhm.
So the
Yeah, you can have a
dark
cult connected to a
Mechanicus
pantheon.
Pasta cult.
Pizza, pasta.
I'm just
Chop off
reminding
your
you that
arm.
that is an option.
I did not remember that at
Because
all.
keep in mind that yes, cults will not always get along unless you basically freaking yell at them when they start getting rowdy.
I
Just
would
yell at
like
them.
for
Easy.
cults to get along.
Well, I mean, the cults are just made of normal people, so
Yeah.
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 they're
I don't
not
see any
godlike
reason why-
beings like you guys.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like, yeah, I don't know.
Your cult's gonna be a subdivision of his cult.
That's fair. You know, honestly, fuck it. I don't even care. That's fine by me.
You've got all you've got all the main divisions of the company. Marketing, research, pizza pasta.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. Raleigh just wants to share his love of food
I'm
with the
o-
world.
I'm okay with that, Raleigh. I'm just saying, if your cult starts, devouring mine,
Oh, fuck no, dude. I will
Amelia's
absolutely
coming
tone them
for you.
down. That's no. Nor I will say if that starts happening, Raleigh and Drake are gonna have a conversation, and Raleigh's gonna go start smiting some people,
yeah, I can just
telling them to
imagine like
fucking behave.
Raleigh's a
here's what-
fucking cuck, dude.
here's, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be on your vineyard making pizza and pasta and maybe wine. And then all of a
He's in a
sudden,
vineyard to make pizza and pasta.
Great
Neither
pizza.
of those require grapes.
I also said
Yes.
wine.
Yeah, that's how that works. You go and you take some grapes and then you stuff them on.
Pizza, pasta, stuff it full of grapes.
It's
So what am I
"Oh,
doing at my
Rough
vineyard,
is
Nor?
fine.
So simple. You're on your vineyard, then all of a sudden you hear a knock at the door. When you
Mhm.
open it, you see Amelia.
Oh no. Now I know I fucked up.
Just slapping a shovel against the pond.
Amelia doesn't,
You
without
got-
a word, just points to the city I was in, and I just see graves everywhere. And I think, oh god.
They're just, you got a license for that vineyard.
They give Amelia like themed armor.
You
Amelia
got a
gives us,
license for that restaurant.
like just the symbol of Drake on her shoulder.
You got a permit for that restaurant license.
Are you okay with that, Amelia?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is why I don't want to fucking deal with a cult. Christ. Cults are a nightmare.
But yeah, if anything,
Yeah,
I can also help you, Norix. If your cult proves to be no problem, then yeah, I can just give you infinite.
I don't know why at this point you
Yeah,
guys just haven't
I-
agreed to have the same cult. I'd have a cult. I'm basically going for a cult that isn't a cult because I just want a fucking faction of
Nor we
animals.
can discuss
But
maybe
intelligent
having the
animals are a
same
pain
cult.
in the ass.
I'm cool with you having more power over it. That's up
Hey,
to
Peyton.
it's something
don't
we can
know.
discuss.
How does sharing a cult work? It's just like, oh, hey, you guys both have the
You
same cult.
split.
Oh, split it?
Yeah.
Can we split like say Raleigh gets one?
75-25.
Yeah, like 75-25. Would that
I mean,
work?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like I
would
said,
be
we'll-
fine with that. That
Also
way I
could-
could help supply you all with good food.
Yeah, fuck yourself.
Okay,
We're
yeah,
having-
Raleigh.
Why is
I'm gonna have a plague of locusts come for you. Locusts count as beasts.
What is that, Theo?
I just,
I think he was asking why I was being so hostile.
yeah, I can provide you with food. Get the fuck out of here.
It's literally only because my fucking entire body is sore from moving furniture.
Oh,
It hurts to open up a bottle of Gatorade.
wow, that's rough.
Oh, I thought you meant like Z.
Oh
What?
no.
Z's been moving
Yeah.
furniture all day.
Nor we can discuss the specifics of the split. Obviously, you'll get more.
Well, keep in
'cause-
mind that you guys won't have a cult for like the first 3 or 4 sessions.
Oh,
because
that's
you need
fine. Once we
people.
eventually grow it.
Not only that, you need to
Here's
be
the
level
thing.
2.
Here's the thing: if we're gonna share one, it's good to know how we're gonna do it beforehand.
Yeah.
So that
Set
we
the
can properly
boundaries.
plan things out. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, I want to try. Well, first, I think we should probably try setting up in a city, like actually
Mhm.
getting a little bit of base and getting settled in. and that's when I want to start trying to, slowly gain more power. Because one thing I want is troops and units that we can use.
It's me, yeah, boy. Genetic engineering.
Troop man.
Yeah.
I
So
want-
I'm perfectly fine with sharing a cult, even getting
Yeah.
the lesser end of the stick. I just want to do my restaurant shit.
Also,
That's all.
Listen, this is how we'll share the cult. I get 80, you get 0. Amelia gets 20.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, Amelia, if you want part of the cult, yeah. I mean, again, my boy.
Amelia, you going for cult or free divinity?
Amelia, do you want to just raise an undead army or what?
That wouldn't count
What
as
is
cult.
your
You
cult?
know, a cult has to be like people who have their own intelligence, so it can't be undead, can't be beasts.
That's fine. Can't be a
Unless
cult.
they're
What if
intelligent.
Amelia just wants to raise an undead
Unless
army
they're
just for the
intelligent.
sake of it?
Yeah, but then you have the same issues that you'd have with a normal cult.
Also, the problem with fucking intelligent beasts is all of the beast words becomes fucking shit
Mhm.
because everything you do with it instantly becomes way more difficult. I hate it. It's actually the fucking worst. I
Well,
have to
either
be
way, we got time to
fake.
think. We still gotta figure out what this world is all about and what's going on with it.
What it's
So.
all about? Fucking us.
Hmm.
You laugh.
I'm excited for my my restaurant.
Pizza, pasta, throw in some grapes.
Yum.
Sounds awful.
But yeah, Norks, I can help you, and I might help you. We'll see what happens. I hope that we can work together.
Yeah. Godbound
I
hasn't even
feel like
started.
we're
and We're
gonna-
already into politics.
We're not gonna have opposing goals, Nor. I think I'm not gonna try to stop you from fucking ruling over a city. I'm not gonna be goody two shoes here.
Your
I
goals
just
are
want to
at
open my
worst adjacent.
fucking restaurant. That's all.
He'll be your McDonald's.
Hell yeah, my dude.
McDonald. Am I still recording?
I'm
I
still
don't know.
recording.
Yeah.
I stopped recording a while ago.
I'm gonna keep recording. I don't care anymore.
All
This is
right.
gonna be a Theo recording.
I am unless there's anything else, I'm gonna head out.
Yeah, I think
These,
that should be it.
See ya.
Alright.
Also, I want to say
Uh,
before you go, it's the politics of pizza pasta.
The what?
The politics of pizza pasta.
Politics of pizza pasta. Oh god.
Pizza, pasta, I hate politics.